Hello, my name is Lily Kamp, and this is My Perspective Season 2. Today, I'm here with Beisan, and we'll be talking about self-awareness. So, Beisan, tell me, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So, before we get on to the questions and everything, we will be playing a game called Name That Word.
Okay.
So, how it is there's a word on top of the card, and you're supposed to, it's the word that the other person, so I'm supposed to guess, and then the words at the bottom, like the 5 words at the bottom, is like the forbidden words that you may not use to describe the word.
Okay.
So, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Oh, these are kind of hard. Okay. Okay, so this is not an object. It's something that could happen throughout the day that's unfortunate.
Crying?
No. It's an event
It's an event.
that happens to you or that you might do.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, it's an accident.
An accident? Oh, okay. Okay, this one's kind of funny. Okay, basically, it's a non-human thing, and it lives in a pond.
A fish?
No, it's like, oh, I can't use the color either. It's a different color from a fish. Like, you wouldn't really see a fish in that color.
A frog?
Yes, a frog.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, this word is used to describe Albert Einstein.
Intelligent?
Close.
Smart?
No?
I don't know.
Come on. No, you got this.
Can you give me
Okay. So when you mess up and someone shames you for messing up, you're like, oh, come on, I'm not a...
bad person?
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
A genius.
A genius?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, so this is something that lactose intolerant people can't have.
Milk. Dairy.
It's something within dairy. Like, you'll see it on like
Okay.
a hamburger.
Cheese.
Yes.
Okay. I don't like these. Okay, so for this word, think of Irish people. Think of St. Patrick's Day.
Green?
No. It's a thing. Well, it's not really a thing, but something you can see. It's somewhat associated with good luck.
Oh, like a lucky charm?
No.
Money?
No, something that appears on St. Patrick's Day.
Something that appears... A rainbow.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
I think that's like the first one I got right. Okay. Oh, so this is like a way of saying, oh, like, that was... I can't use it. Okay, wait. That was very smooth. It's like a... Like, oh, I got it, you know? Like, if you, ace an exam, and you're like, oh, that was a...
Success?
It's like, think of it like something that you have on your birthday, and there's, candles on it.
A cake. A piece of cake.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good one. Oh, my turn. Right, I don't know why they made this a card, because I can't say anything that relates to it, at all. Okay, something that you might give to someone in need, and it's just, out of your pocket. It's just,
Money?
not money. It is money, but it's... What form of money?
Dollars?
No. Think of, its actual form.
Paper?
Not paper, the other thing.
Copper.
No.
I don't know.
Well, it's made out of copper, but what is it called?
A coin?
Another word for it.
Fils?
No. It's not a Bahraini word.
I don't know. Wait. I'm trying to think. Is it gold?
No.
Like, is it something that only, like, rich people and,
No,
like,
no, no,
higher...
everyone has it.
Okay. A wallet?
No. No, you're getting further away.
Oh. Okay, so it's something related to a coin.
Yes.
But it's not copper.
It's another word for a coin. I think, at least.
I don't know. I actually have no idea.
A penny.
A penny? Oh.
I don't know how else, to lead you to it.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Oh, this is something that, like, if we absolutely have no access to, we will either pass out, or wait, let me use scientific words.
Okay.
If the brain doesn't have access to it, we'll, like, go brain dead.
Water? Oxygen?
Yes, oxygen.
Okay. Oxygen makes more sense. Okay. You know, I don't even know what this word means, but it's a band. Like, it's a name of a band.
Like the name of a band.
Yeah. And it's, like, really popular on T-shirts now.
Oh. Metallica?
No.
That Nirvana?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I think this is my last one. Yeah, okay. So, this is something that people do as a sport, and they're very committed to it, and if you just do it, like, you can't really, like, run it all the... Oh, I just said a word. Hold on. It's like...
Sprinting.
It's not sprinting. It's like you go miles and miles. Like, it has a lot of miles within it.
A marathon.
Yes.
Okay. That was my last one as well.
Oh, okay. You could put our cards down now, and then we could get to the question.
Okay.
Okay, so since you know a lot about self-awareness, can you tell me what self-awareness is?
Okay, so I'm going to put it in a slightly different way, but self-awareness to me is like holding up a mirror, but instead of seeing a reflection of just your appearance, you see a reflection of your mindset, a reflection of your emotions, your actions, and even your routines, your daily routines, your weekly routines, just everything about you.
I like the way you put that. I've never heard it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of self-reflection, but I've never heard it.
Self-reflection and awareness are actually like really similar, but they have their differences, and a lot of people really mistake it for like the same thing, but it really isn't.
Okay, so can you tell us about an incident where you felt like you needed to start having self-awareness? How did it have a positive impact on you as a person?
Okay, so this is something that happened to me last year. It wasn't planned or anything. Like, I wasn't planning it. I'm going to start being self-aware on this day. It was probably a random Tuesday evening, to be honest. And at that time, I was like the type of person who would stay in their room all the time. I would have my door locked at all times, wouldn't talk to my family. I wouldn't go outside. I wouldn't see my friends. I didn't even text my friends. As easy as texting sounds, I didn't even text my friends. And I locked myself in there. But I didn't realize that I was the one who like kept myself locked and trapped. I was trapping myself without realizing it because I wasn't self-aware. But like I was just like scrolling on TikTok, and I kept on seeing, I don't know, my For You page, you know, it just, I kept on seeing self-awareness, self-reflection, know who you are. And I was like, what is going on? So I started like looking more into self-awareness, and I started just realizing that the problem that I have, maybe it's not as big as I make it seem, you know? Because I thought it was like, I'm not the problem. The world is the problem.
Yeah.
It's not my fault I'm like this. I'm just like this. I didn't want to change because I didn't realize I had the ability to.
Yeah.
You know, my door was locked. I couldn't see a path behind it because it was always closed and locked. So the first thing I did, it was a simple, very easy step. I just opened my door. Started opening my door more, kept the door wide open. And that allowed like more opportunities for me to see my family. So my sisters would come in and just like act silly or talk to me, and my parents would do the same. And so that helped me build the courage to go and actually speak to my family. I started going out, talking to them, going out with them when they would have some family functions. And I realized that I actually enjoyed this, and I didn't know why I deprived myself from having these experiences that I actually enjoyed. And they helped me learn a lot about myself. So I started knowing the things that I really like, the things that I don't like, what makes me anxious, and all these things. So that was my experience.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I'm hoping and praying that One day I'll be self-aware.
You will.
I have been, but I need some work. So can you talk to us about reflection versus rumination, if I said that right?
Yeah.
And what's the difference?
Okay, that's a really good question, actually, because reflection and rumination there's a thin line between them, because they start off the same, but then they drift really, really far apart.
I see.
So reflection is basically looking back at your actions, looking back at something that happened, and learning from these things. So let's say I made a mistake. Why did this happen? What's happened that led to this, and what can I learn from it? Rumination, on the other hand, it's reviewing that same mistake, but instead of asking yourself, why did this happen? How can I improve on it? You ask yourself, why am I like this? I'm such a failure. I just made another mistake. I always mess things up. You see this and you get stuck on it. It becomes a loop. You see all your mistakes and you keep on asking yourself, why am I such a bad person? And it leads to you really judging yourself constantly. You just always judge yourself and you talk down to yourself. And yeah, so they both start off as being self-aware, as accepting that you made a mistake, but they have very, very like different approaches on how you face that mistake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I don't know. I've never actually like heard of it put that way, you know?
Yeah.
So can you tell me, how can a teen move from why did I mess this up to what can I learn from this?
Okay, so there's many steps into getting there, and it's not an easy process at all. I was like that, and it took a lot of time for me to get to the point where I accepted I made a mistake. So that's the first thing that everyone should do, is accept that they made a mistake and not blame circumstances or other people for the mistakes that they made. So I made this mistake, and I'm accepting that I made it, and I have to look past it, because as humans, you can't avoid making a mistake. You have to make a mistake to grow and to learn, right? So to move from why am I like this to what can I do to improve, you have to try to train your mind to look past these negative thoughts, and you have to really accept it and kind of embrace the mistake, because making a mistake always has a positive outcome to it, you know? When you make a mistake, you learn so much from it, and you learn to avoid it next time, and you learn that this mistake made me feel exhausted, made me feel sad, made me feel angry. And so these are 3 emotions that nobody wants to feel, right?
Yeah.
So you learn to completely avoid making that same mistake again.
I see.
Yeah.
I'll try to take note of that, because recently track has been really difficult. But it's okay. I'll get through it.
You will.
How can reflecting on past experiences help a person grow?
Like some people who have trauma, they live with that trauma forever when they don't really have to. As severe as the trauma could be, the more severe it is, the more time it's going to take, but it's still manageable. If you don't reflect on your traumas, on what happened before, it's going to always stick in the back of your mind. It's going to stick in your subconscious mind, which makes 80% of your brain. So it's a really large part, and it's a really large burden to live with. So reflecting on your past experiences helps you connect dots. Think of it as like, let's say you have a board in front of you, and it's scattered around with different experiences, emotions, and all that. It's a mess. Reflecting on past experiences will help you connect the dots, will help you write it down neatly. It will connect a certain experience with a certain emotion. So you're going to relate going to school with, let's say, sadness for a lot of people. You're going to relate hanging out with your friends to happiness. So you know what to avoid, and you know what to really, really work on and involve yourself in. Yeah, so that's really why reflecting on experiences helps you know yourself more.
Okay. But like, okay. I'll try to figure out how to, like, you know, self-reflect, you know.
There are a lot of tools too for it, so.
So how can lack of self-awareness affect oneself and others around them?
You know, you made a really good point in that question, because you mentioned how it's yourself and others around you. Because a lot of people mistake self-awareness as being just about yourself. You're just looking at yourself, about what you can do, but you're not looking at others, which is really wrong. Because self-awareness, a big part of it is the effect it has on other people. Because if you are not a self-aware person, you're not aware of your actions, you're going to affect a lot of people. If you're, let's say you're an angry person, okay? You're someone who lashes out really easily. You're someone who gets irritated by the smallest thing. If you're not aware that you are an angry person, you're going to end up lashing out on someone you love, even without meaning to, and you're going to really hurt that person. So to be self-aware is to understand that you might be an angry person, and to know it's when you're aware, you're going to teach yourself to not hurt others around you, because you value how others feel, and you value how your actions and your thoughts might have an effect on others. And it doesn't have to be something as large as lashing out at someone. It could be a look you give to someone, a stranger. Maybe you give them a dirty look, you know. That could really affect their day, because they might be having a really bad day. And self-awareness helps you understand that. And it just helps you build friendships, because you don't want to be around someone who's unaware of how what they say might affect you, you know. And a lot of people are like that, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, for sure. So how can someone tell when they're becoming more self-aware?
I'm gonna put it in probably the easiest way. It's when they realize that they're becoming a better person, because self-awareness is all about being the best version of yourself. So let's take me for an example. I realized I was becoming self-aware when I started caring a lot about how others felt. I cared a lot about how my words might affect my friends. For example, if we hung out in groups, I would always make sure that no one felt left out, because I've been left out before, and I don't want anyone else to feel that way. So I was becoming more and more self-aware, which helped me become so much kinder to others, and it helped me value life, you know? Yeah.
Finally, when can self-awareness turn itself into self-sabotage?
Okay, that is a really good question. And I love talking about this. Okay, so again, with rumination and reflection, they both start out the same, then they have very different paths. They take complete opposite paths. Self-awareness, I've already defined it and talked about it. It can turn into self-sabotage when you obsess over it. It becomes a really big obsession. And you start viewing yourself as a project. Because like we said, you reflect on your mistakes and you try to fix them. It turns into obsession when you get stuck on that mistake, when it becomes, again, a loop. You basically hyperfixate on that mistake, and you convince yourself that you're a bad person. You accept it, you know it, but you're not making any effort to change it because you're so obsessed on the fact that you made a mistake. And this can then lead to a fear of failure, and it can lead to becoming a people pleaser, which is something that you really don't want to be, because it's such an exhausting feeling to try to make everyone happy before you make yourself happy first. You start putting everyone else before you. You start basically disregarding how you feel because you're so obsessed with how you're presented, because you're so overly aware of everything you do, everything you say. Is my hair looking good? Is my necklace looking right? Am I saying the right things? It really gets exhausting, and that's something that you never want to get to, because it gets to really severe cases of obsession.
I see. Wow, I've never thought of self-awareness turning to self-sabotage before.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't, but it's a really big thing. It can turn really severe. And I've seen it happen in a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
I see. You know, you'd make a great therapist.
Thank you. I would actually want to pursue psychology, so.
You should. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be really great for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we are officially done with the questions.
Yay.
Now, for the final game, there's a wheel right next to you. And when you spin it, it'll land on a game, and we will play the game.
Okay.
But if it lands on try again, obviously you'll have to try again.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, splurts. That's the card right next to you.
Okay.
Okay, should I go first?
Yeah.
This time? Okay. Okay, name a tool beginning with H.
Hammer.
Hammer. Okay, that's very easy.
Yeah. Name a place ending in Y.
Italy.
Okay, yeah, good. Didn't even think of that.
A pizza topping ending in P.
Oh, mine's gone blank. Hold on. Pizza topping ending in P.
I've never heard of that before, to be honest.
Me neither.
There's olives.
Pepperoni, that begins with a P. Pineapple. That's a very controversial topic. Pineapple. Yeah, I have no idea.
It doesn't say the answer. That's the thing. So I guess we'll never know.
Just a mystery. Okay, my turn. A word associated with weather containing an S.
A storm.
Yeah.
Okay. A boy's name containing an A.
Ahmed.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
A city ending in W.
No, that's a state and a city. Oh my gosh, wait, I don't know.
Okay. Is it a city? A city.
I don't know.
Is Moscow a city?
Moscow? I think so.
Is it? I don't know, I suck at geography.
I guess that's another we'll never know
Yeah.
question.
That was on my cards.
Okay, I think that was the last game.
Mm.
So thank you so much, Beisan, for
Of
coming
course.
with us. I had a lot of fun with talking about self-awareness with you.
Me too. I love talking about these things.
And thank you, whoever was watching this. I hope that you are excited for the rest of the episodes coming in within season 2 of My Perspective. Bye. Have a good one.